Hello. Come right on in. You're at Father Fish. Nice to have you with us. All right. Pro Z.
Well,
Hello, Pro Z.
Paul C. had a question for you, Father Fish.
Yes.
He went to the beach today and brought back some driftwood, and he's wondering if he should add it to his tanks. And he has a follow-up question.
Okay. Yeah, I saw this earlier and thought it was pretty interesting. If you went to the beach in Florida and picked up driftwood, you would be violating state law. Oddly enough, there are regulations imposing fines for people taking driftwood off the beaches of Florida. Now, I dare say you're not going to get in trouble for picking up a little piece of wood, but there are places where there are great, huge piles of driftwood, such as what's the inlet down below Englewood, Stump Pass. Stump Pass is a good example. Stump Pass is named Stump Pass because it contains so much driftwood, many of which are big whole trees. So to answer the question or respond to the observation or whatever, it's pretty easy to tell when you pick up a piece of driftwood whether it is aged or not. I've had driftwood come in here that people tried to sell me that they claim was aged, and it clearly was not. It clearly was something that they cut off of a tree or cut from a tree that had recently fallen. One of the obvious ways to tell is if it still has bark on it. If it has bark on it, then it's not cured. The first thing that happens in the process of a limb or a branch or a root or whatever being cured is that the bark comes off of it. It then typically is attacked by insects, by water, by something that changes the character of the piece of wood. It may have holes bored in it from little boring worms. It may be kind of cracked and split, and otherwise worn to the point that little nubs stick up, nubs where there were branches or sticking up on it. It will visibly appear to be old, I guess is the best way to put that. And if it is trustworthy. You can put it in your tank. Now, there are lots of people who will not put anything like that directly in their tank. They'll put it in a pot or in a tub, or even lay it on the ground outside for the sun to bake it out. And those are all good things to do. I don't do that because I'm always looking to bring new life forms into my tank. I caught this dread disease some years ago when I was working with a center in Iowa that raises coral. It's called GARF, GARF. They're on the web. You can find them. I think it's garf.org. They are on a geothermal, sitting over a geothermal, so they're able to maintain a a stable water temperature that's appropriate for corals. But they make, and they also do deep sand beds. They're one of the first to really strongly advocate very deep substrates in saltwater tanks. And they collect bacteria, they collect substrate, mud, if you will, literally from all over the world. They claim that the mangrove swamps in Australia have the highest incidence, the greatest variety of bacteria of any other place in the world. And they sell this mud, they call it miracle mud, to be used as a foundation for your saltwater tank. Excuse me. Be used as a foundation for your saltwater tank. And they prize their mud because of the enormous variety of bacteria it contains. The nature of wild places is such that there are continuously new interlopers coming into that environment. No environment is it may be stable, but it is not fixed. It is not an absolutely closed structure. Every environment, everywhere in the world, has elements in it that are dying, some of which are dying because they're starved out, others because they're killed by new elements, new living elements coming in. There are continuously, in every single environment, everywhere in the world, new elements coming into every single environment. It's a great wash, if you will, of life that is washing over itself, bringing in new life forms all the time, and in the process creating new life forms. There we have only, our science has only scratched the surface of understanding the breadth and the depth of life forms on our planet. Some estimates are that we have only researched and studied 10% of the life forms that exist on our planet. In truth, it probably is more like 1% or even less. We know so little about the world we live in that it is a constant source of inspiration to me and interest and curiosity and excitement. I mean, when you think about how much someone who studies these fields spends their lifetime doing so, how much they know, and how little I know by comparison, everything is a wonder. It's all new and it's all exciting and it's all something to be amazed at. So I take great joy in that. I take great joy in bringing new life into my fish tank and not trying to restrict it or confine it, not trying to seal it off and prevent it from being open. Well, I hope you found something you've never seen before. Have a great day. Nice having you with us. Come on back.